I'm sitting here, my thoughts flowing so fast, wondering just how long these hard times will last. I remember back when I was younger, just having a blast. If I were young again and knew what I know now, I'd have all responsibilities and know about that. Save my money, just having a blast with no regrets. I bet things I would do over. If I were young again, I'd still be kind to others and trust like I do. I jog for miles to somewhere I don't know, but no matter how far I roam, I'd always find my way back home. I still love my daughter and son, my nieces and nephews, brothers and sisters, like I've always done. Oh, I bet, yeah, with no regrets. As a kid, I lived in a low-class town, couldn't see much for miles around, where everything looks just like it was. A place where if you didn't live there, you wouldn't go there. It was pretty quiet except for when the cops roll up about every hour for a robbery or somebody getting shot up on the block. But always the same, nobody saw nothing and no one's to blame. Like a community, we'll watch each other's backs. Except like every town, they had those dumbasses that would rather jump you and steal from you than get a job. And their parents don't give a fuck where they go, what they do. Then years later, when I was tired of the shit and I beat some sense into those punks, and like a fountain, they started spilling their sins, and the crazy thing happened. We all became friends, and now they give a damn and understand just what makes a community. So together we did what we could. We believe guns off a punk, so we live by knuckles and fists. Rolling through the streets, just trying to find a way. Right there in that little town between the tracks and the highway. Goshen, California, there was no other place to go. That's what we would say, we stuck right here between the railroad tracks and the highway, where we lived and played and throw down. Right here in our little town, where we became men. And the closest town seems like miles away. And even though when things were better, and they were still things like my next door neighbor, he's smoking crack and he sold his sister because she had a nice rack, and it chased his mama to have a heart attack. But that's his life until yesterday. He took his own life with his own knife, and when the cops rolled up, still the same. Nobody knows nothing, nobody saw nothing, so that family don't get shamed. Everyone cover everything up in this place where our dreams are just out of reach, but we reach for every day. There's some who got their dreams in hand. I'll keep hope alive in my heart, navigating life's challenges, trying to play my part. Hey, now I know no matter where I go, the struggle's real. Facing all the trials, but I'm learning to heal. And if a look is by my side, I'll find my dreams, living in this world far away from that little town where nothing's what it seems. Sometimes it gets heavy, the pressure's hard to bear, but I keep pushing forward through the weight of despair. Finding strength in my music, it's the beat of my soul, in a place where I fight just to reach my goal. Been in that neighborhood where the struggle was real, facing all the trials, but I'm learning to heal. Just chasing my dreams, far from the hood, where nothing's what it seems. As I walk through the streets, I remember looking at my shoes. Yeah, they're warm, but they're mine. But that was just a life for a kid like me. I shone fancy things like food and hella luxury. That was a luxury that wasn't thought. Thank you for so long that even my mama thought that I had lost my mind. I lived life in that town, working hard just to get out. It was a struggle and a fight, but I keep my dreams in sight. From that town out to fight, but we keep my dreams in sight. From that town to fight. Although it all started getting better when 6 local punks stepped to me and took my bike from me. But when my brother ran, I flew over 4 sets of railroad tracks in his truck, and that's when they relaxed. They should not have took my bike from me, because my brother was crazy, so they dropped my bike, turned to aim. Yeah, that was fun, but I just turned the other cheek. I just wished them well, it's true though, not even realizing that I would beat them down within a year or two. And after that we were friends. I wear my hat low, yeah, I keep it tight. And I left that little town, but they're all the same I have found. But we be acting hard just to survive. No phones, no lights, just a block in the dream. Not a single luxury, just trust, hope and fight. It was harder than it seemed. I ain't looking back, but I pray for those who are still there. Yeah, yeah. I ain't looking back, but I pray for those who are still there. Yeah, yeah. It's things I would fix, although I still be kind to others with no regret. But if they're not kind to me, I create distance, I bet. And as for trust, if someone broke my trust, I wouldn't trust that person again. I wouldn't do that dance if you can't trust, and they don't deserve a second chance. And for jogging, I would've never stopped. Yeah, I still jog to this day, be more healthy, I bet. And I it, I bet. As for loving my daughter and son, my brothers and sisters too, there'd be so much more that I would do. I would've spent more time with them if I'd only known back then what I know now. I would've made time somehow. If I'd only known then what I know now, I would've made it happen. Some way, somehow, younger then, wiser now.